Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. Let me take the report about a Schengen visa. So according to this report, nearly half of Nigerians seeking to visit Europe Schengen area over the past 2 years were denied, according to reports obtained by Punch. Out of 192,741 visa applications from Nigerians in 2022 to 2023, only 89,000 were turned down, were given actually. 89,000 were turned down, translating to rejection of 46%. Official data from the European Commission and the Henley Global Mobility Report indicate that rejection rate made Nigeria one of the top 20 countries with the most visa denied to their choice destination. This is quite sad because over the weekend I was hearing a report about a woman who has applied to schools in US, in UK. Their children were supposed to resume school, but they couldn't resume because the visas were denied. And there was no information from the UK embassy at all on an update on why it's been denied or why it's been delayed. So here now we're saying we're one of the top 20 countries. Yes. School fees is counting. Top 20 countries in the world that has been denied. We need to actually have a show talking about visas to Nigeria. We need somebody to come and talk to us.
And how we're being treated.
Or somebody must come and talk to us. How are we going to fix this problem? Because many family members...
It's only 3 days for Nigerians alone. Alone. Only Nigerians can only spend 3 days alone.
So why do I have to spend that amount of money to go and spend just 3 days?
Just three nights.
3
nights.
And
like...
No, it doesn't
keep their country. Okay, so the Catholic Diocese of Warri, Delta State, has suspended Reverend Father Daniel Okanatotor from priestly duties during his alleged marriage sealed in the United States of America.
Did you see that kiss? I saw the picture.
And he's a priest.
That man looked like he was in love.
And he's a priest.
Love.
It should denounce now.
No, he has denounced now. He just did not submit his documentation.
Yes, because what had happened was that, you know, he had put in, he had sent to them that he does not want again. He wants to suspend all canonical duties and stuff. But they now said that he did not now wait. He was not patient.
To get the response.
He was not patient to wait. To get let all the processes be completed for them to now remove him as a priest.
He needed to do something.
Sharp.
Blame him.
When I saw that picture of the kiss, I was like, oh, this man desperately wanted to get married.
So they've now prohibited him from presenting himself as a priest. He does not want to be presented as a priest. Don't worry, he does not want. He's okay. He wants to go. He's in love. They now said, but may God grant him the grace to reflect on this situation and guide him on the path of reconciliation.
Away.
He's married. Is it that or that he has chosen love?
The guy wants to come and be collecting. I don't blame him. So I have the major headline. The Nigerian Labour Congress has frowned on the recent hike in the pump prices of premium motor spirits, popularly called petrol, and they are describing it as the height of insensitivity against the masses. So the senior NLC officials disclosed this in different interviews with Punch correspondent on Sunday, and they said all marketers are also saying that they are not to be blamed for this recent hike. Dangote Petroleum also said the rise in petrol was not their fault, that this is as a result of the crude oil prices, which has increased in the international market, and that's what's affecting everybody. So we know that Friday they had announced that the pump prices of petrol have moved from 1,050. It rose to 1,050 or 1,150 naira per litre, depending on the area that you get it. And various depots have already upgraded their prices on that. But reacting to this, the Deputy President of Nigerian Labour Congress, Political Commission, Professor Theophilus Ndubuako, said that in saner climes, representatives of workers, the organized private sector, students would have been called to a round table to deliberate on the prices before giving it to the public. That, of course, is going to affect not just, food prices and transportation. We also have to be dealing with inflation on the other side. And these are some of the things that we need to talk about. And he was saying that even in other countries like China, most of the products that we get from China is even subsidized. That there's no country that there's no form of subsidy that is going on.
We're buying wig now. All wig communities, all people in wig now. Let us have a meeting before we increase the prices, because it's the international forces, right? I thought that's why they're no more paying subsidies.
It's deregulated.
Once it's deregulated, it's market forces that determines it.
Yes,
there's no need to discuss
I would have thought that market forces would determine at the global market. So if we have our own crude oil.
No, it's deregulated.
No.
It's deregulated.
Yes.
Everybody
Worldwide.
sells for.
So it's dollar that is.
Everybody said it.
This is not dollar. This is crude
international.
Yes,
price.
I'm saying now. It's crude now, but we have crude, don't we?
No, but you
also
have to sell it at standard,
standard
global
price.
standard
Selling,
price.
he's also selling to neighboring countries.
Yes,
also.
not just us.
So all this, we having meeting. What is that?
But there's a bit of good news for a few people, actually 3 women that have been released. There were 3 hostages that were freed from Hamas. And there's a picture of them in the Punch being reunited with their families. They were being met by their mom. They had been hostages between the Israeli and Hamas crisis. One of the people who was displaced, a particular woman in Gaza City, said she feels like she just found some water to drink because she had been lost in the desert for 15 months, you know, and that she said she feels alive again. There is, of course, we know there's been crisis between these people were adopted. They were abducted since October 7, 2023.
I remember I took that story where they agreed to the ceasefire to release some of these captors. So
such a sad, but we're happy that at least these ones are reunited.
Okay, moving on now to Daily Sun. Grief tears as 80 field fire victims get mass burial. Really sad story.
Very sad.
IMF retains Nigeria's 3.2% 2025 growth projection. Alaafin Oba Owade to be crowned April 4th. Diezani denies ownership of repatriated $52.8 million loot. Presidency, why Buhari appeared in Paris court over $6 billion Mambela court contract fraud. And bad loans on Osanya dismisses allegations, vows to defend his reputation. Okay.
Yeah, so I have the very sad story that happened in Niger. It said a tanker had, fallen initially in Dikomaje. It happened on Saturday, Dikomaje Road in Gurara local government area. And then residents of the area came out. They were, trying to scope the field. I don't know who advised one of them to put on the generator for the ease of scooping field. And then tanker exploded. As we're speaking right now, over 80-something, I think about 86, as at the time of this report, had died from that explosion. The federal government has, and his deputy, Kashim Shettima, and Southern governors, Muhammadu Buhari, also condoled with the government and the people of Niger State over the petrol tanker explosion. Also, the APC, the Christian Association of Nigeria, that's CAN, and the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi also expressed grief. He said the death toll is hitting 86, and 80 people have been buried already in the mass grave. A lot of victims were being carried away to different hospitals. And it's just very painful for me because I think we need to reorient our people on the dangers of scooping fuel when a tanker falls. So it's not enough that you were scooping the fuel. It's now that you decided to put on generator to pump the fuel.
This is the job
information is power.
Local government. Because we discussed it in the papers today. They're not hearing. It's the person who is in the local government who's supposed to be the chairman.
This is wrong. Don't do this.
Campaigns. These are the areas we need local government to be involved, because how are they going to know?
Yeah, and when that tanker fell, the security agencies that were supposed to be around that area, why didn't they condone it off? Everybody's supposed to be working.
It's so
They
painful.
don't have the ability to condone anything.
Yeah, so the former minister of Petroleum Resources, Diezani Ewherido, has denied ownership of $52.5 million recently repatriated to Nigeria from the United States of America. So the solicitors that are representing her son, that's Professor Mike Uzekome, who is a son, said that there's no such thing as Diezani's loot, that this is just a name and shame game, that the owner of the yacht that was sold and this money now repatriated to Nigeria belongs to Mr. Aluku, Mr. Kola Aluku, and that she has never seen the yacht before. She has never been to the yacht before. She has never used the yacht before. So it has nothing to do with her, and they should stop calling it the Diezani loot.
Okay, so let me quickly take the story. 18 transmission towers vandalized in 6 days. That's from the TCN. Just between 9th and 14th of January, 18 transmitters cutting across rivers, Abia, Kano State. The engineer and general manager of transmissions of Port Harcourt region has reported that there was a routine maintenance that they were carrying out and found out the level of vandalism that has taken place. And he's talking about how it is affecting the ability for them to deliver quality power to Nigerians. He said they need the full support of every Nigerian, particularly those in the host communities, that they must collectively recognize that transmission is essential to the social economic development of the areas, and the vandals who have stolen the materials are sabotaging the nation. This is with the people's situation. If 18 transmission towers are being vandalized, it means those 18 communities will be affected. So it is easy to come and shout, there's no power. But we also need to shout concerning those who are vandalizing these towers and vandalizing electrical facilities.
Okay, unfortunately, that's all we can take on Front Page Review this morning. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we go on to the hot topic of today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.